Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I have another testing video. This is for John. John, let me see where he's from. He's from New Jersey, Mountaintop Auto. He sent two computers now for Ford Escape, and actually another one that he thought it was for Escape, and actually I think it was for Nissan. It's not a Nissan, sorry, a Mazda Tribute. But let me just show you what I have right now. So I have one computer running, and I was able to make the harness that I wanted to have for my full probe. This is very time consuming. Probably each harness for each setup, it takes probably in between 15 to 17 hours to make it correctly, testing and everything. Again, this is not something that you can just go and buy. This is, or I mean, the company should have done it for us, but it's very difficult for them. They don't work on these cars there, so I'm actually being the one doing the harness for my setup. I don't mind. Sometimes it's stay late and do it, right? All right, going back into the vehicle. As you can see in here, probably, with this microphone, it's not the same, but I'm have two emulators. The way this simulator works, it has externals emulator for injectors and coils. So I have four coils on this side and four injectors, and then two on the back only because this is a V6 engine. As we can see here, we're missing injector number four and also coils three and four. Even though the engine is running, obviously because it's in a simulator, in a car you will not be able to do this because it will be just very hard to keep it running, but it is running. I also have in the screen running my scope, and I can stop that because for the way, let me actually change the time base a little bit. Yeah, probably 20 milliseconds is good enough. Yeah, so you can see that we have all four channels. I have two injectors in green and red, and then blue and yellow are coils, just to see what is exactly going on in here. I can stop this. I'm just applying a signal. They try to help me again full probe and give some of the cam and crank signals that they have, and it's not working. So I try to use whatever I found on the actual um, full probe, which is on the back, behind in running. I am using on this one, which actually work better than the one they supply, 51, which is for a 4 Expedition, I think V8. It's working and does all I need. Fords are well known to use the same cam and crank correlation across the board. So this one is actually good. If I use the one they created for this specific setup, it's actually not really working well. This one is matching my RPMs with the ones, as you can see, it says 650 right there, and in the scanner I got exactly 650, which is very good. I got no error on injectors, even though I got the injector that is not working. Um, I'm going to switch to the other computer because he sent another computer. I am right now inside the system in here. Let me let me read this one more time with you guys in here. I'm gonna completely get out of here because I think I just went and because it's showing a Ford as a Ford Escape. Was this one the one as a Ford Escape? I thought this was the correct one. Yeah. Let me just see. Yeah. So let me just, sorry, I'm taking the time to do this, but I mean, it's part of what I want to show. So if I do auto scan, obviously the computer is running because I think I just went back and keep using the Ford Escape, which at the end Mazda Tribute and Ford Escape are the same thing, right? You see, this is a Mazda Tribute, even though I was saying Ford Escape is because I had this computer connected before. I can go quick access. I have to do even a key learn because he didn't send the keys for this computer, the one for the Mazda Tribute. And I end up, what I did is I have two keys for, without even cutting it. I don't really need to be cutting here. All right, so this is the B number on this computer. I'm gonna have to talk to him, but either this computer has problems. So let me just select these ones. And this is how I do it. I mean, like the way this is now, at least I can just plug and play. I have two different ways of doing it. As you can see, I'm using this very handy box that I have used in many, many times. And this is kind of like a small full pro because if you see it right there, this is just a bigger, you know, distribution box. All it's doing is sending signals, and obviously that has more than what this does, because this is just you will provide power and ground, and this will power up, and you can have an OBD connector right here, right? And then obviously my BCI wireless in here from the top down, but I decide to use the harness that I have in here, so I don't have to keep always using that, because if I'm just using or testing a computer that is a non-communication, I don't have to plug the entire harness. I can just do less intrusive, less bulky here, a test with that's just this. And I have the key on this setup because this is a connector E, connector B, and connector T for fours are always like that. So, and it's across the board in all fours. Three connectors, E, B, T. So I can use connector B, which is powers and grounds, communications, and programming. As this is ready to be set up for programming, I even run a 5-volt reference in here, so I can connect it over to a multimeter, make sure the 5-volt reference is good, and those are my preliminary tests that I can do in computers, quick and easy. Just plug and play. That's what I'm always looking for to do. But since I needed to do a little further or go a little further for, his computers are communicating, so this is a non-start condition. That's his concern. And the problem is, well, yeah, he was trying to plug this escape onto the other four that I'm going to connect right now. As you can see, the last five numbers, and this one is 36755, and it's running. I can go over to the computer. Let me just do a quick assessment for you guys in here. So, and for him, again, John, this computer works, but it needs work. It's definitely missing one injector and two coils, so definitely needs to be work or repair. I stayed so late yesterday, probably until 1 a.m. finishing this. Let's just wait for the communication. So I'm going to, well, nice thing about these ones and pretty much all the new scanners, you can just go into special functions and not here. Let me see. Oh, see this side doesn't let you do it. Let me see. Read memory, actuate, and test. No, I cannot do the key learning on here, which is weird. Yeah, that's with the 4. I was able to program the key here, no problem. If I see it now, that's this is things that I want to show you. Look at all we have here is power balance, relative compression, and reset cam. That's it. So even though this is um, a PADS computer, obviously it's running. So let me see master key. We can go start enable, start motor relay enable, vehicle enabled. I think it's another one in here. Vehicle enable status, and we can see that start motor relay enable. I mean disable. That is not true because, well, actually it might because I'm not really running it. But vehicle is enabled. I don't understand why it's saying that on here, but I don't really care for what my tests are. The computer is running, so I can now, and you can see those values in there. You can see that I have injectors and coils, which is the most common issues on these Force or Mazda 3D computers. So I'm going to stop here. Let me just get out of here. So this is the one Mazda 3 So I'm going to stop the engine, turn the ignition off, and in this case, battery completely off. Again, this is super simple. I can do it even with one hand, and this is what I'm always trying to do. All right, so this is the mask that reviewed, as you can see, very crusty, but it works. All right, so this is the other computer. I want to do this live. These are now keys programmed because you need two keys in order to program or to do the programming for to be able to start a computer. Same thing in here. All right, so I got that one in. See, this is how I like to work, quick and easy. These in here is not even part of that. This is just a detect. It detects the coil activation. You will see that in a second. I'm going to put the key like that. So let me turn the ignition on. You will see. You see how that blinks? That means it's activity there. Okay, so now I can go out of here. We got powers, we got grounds. Everything should be good. We're going to do an auto scan. That first sound is usually the scanner communicating with a BCI. That's the one I like to hear. And now we see the code. I mean the bin number 31700. Completely different computer. And this is the bin that he sent me at first. I'm like said, yeah, the computer you got in here was not a star. It's a different bin number. It's not for the car. You need to program into the vehicle, otherwise it would not work. All right, but going into quick access, I like to do this all live for my records and his records, and also to share, with you guys what I do here and show that it's being done. There's a lot of companies around that they said that they can do it, and you have no information. They use a computer. You not even know what they're doing to it. Me, my company, we show everything. We're not hiding nothing. We know what we're doing. We don't have to hide anything. Obviously, I'm not going to give a lot of people. It's like, oh, can you send me a list of the components you replace and a list of the modules you repair? I'm sorry, this is a business. I'm not going to compete against myself. You want to start your own business, start doing your own homework. This is for me to share some information and tests that you can do in the computers, how to do setup, but I'm not going to do your homework if you're starting a business. Again, I'm not going to also help my competition to take my business. All right, so going back in here, as you can see, if I go over to special functions, you see what it was in there? Paths. So I just left this in here, connect the Mazda, and I was able to do the path functions and do the programming. So not a problem. And now if I go over to the read data stream, I'm going to select just the same hits that we got before. So uh, and the M master key present, which we'll see that we have it. Again, forgive, I'm a little tired from staying yesterday so late. Master key. Number keys to store. I didn't select that one before, but that's fine. We can see how many we got in there. Start mode relay enable. Vehicle enable status. It's a little different, even though they're the same. As you can see, we got um, that's it, right? So, and in here, as you can see, we got a starter mode relay enable. The only thing I didn't see is if we had the two keys present, but if it's showing us a master key, that means that the key has to be present. All right, so now I can run this computer. So let's start the engine and we're gonna put, the same thing. Um, you can see injection right there right away. Let me just put, the RPMs too. Oops, not too fast. Engine revolutions per minute. At least we can see that, right? So as you can see, the RPMs are matching really good. But now on this computer, I got only again 5 injectors, no coils. And as you see, well, right now it's saying start for bit, start and motor relay enable for bit, but the vehicle status is running. And now it's because the engine is a start or it's already started. So um, with the engine running and showing RPMs, you will not have starter enable. If I go there and I take the RPMs off, well, you can see that in here. Immediately the motor goes to enable. Maybe I didn't see that on the other one. No reason to go back and forth, but we can see that the engine is running. And this is definitely no coils. So yes, we had problems with both computers, John, and this is a test that I do on both computers. So let me upload the video. I will be contacting you shortly and see what you want to do. I do have more computers in here. I can probably program one. I can try to test one of my computers and see if that one is working good, and I start to um, try to repair ones that might be too damaged. But I mean, I can always open it up and see how bad they are, and or else give you some other recommendations. Thank you guys for visiting the channel. Hopefully you like all you can see here, and it's very easy, and that's what I like about these emulators because it's visually showing you what is working and what is not working, and then I don't have to be connecting the scope. But again, this is a very easy point to connect your oscilloscope as well, right? So it's all there, injectors, coils. If I need any other signals, then I have covered in here. But this harness, all these extra wires that we have here are for the oxygen sensors and all the rest of the harness. This is original harness coming from a vehicle that I bought online, and I create my own harness based on that. Again, thank you so much for visiting the channel. And if you like the content, please hit that bell. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. Thank you so much. Bye bye.